Good evening, my name is Garrett and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is Gman Bourbon. This is a 45% ABV high rye bourbon. So for transparency purposes, I did reach out to Gman Bourbon for a review sample. They were amazing people to work with and sent me over a little sample bottle to review, so keeping that in mind. Now, Gman Bourbon actually has a pretty cool story behind it. First of all, it is veteran owned, so the three individuals involved have over 70 years in the FBI branch down in Florida. So as always, I want to say thank you so much for your services. My little voice isn't much, I'm sure, but I really do hope that it can convey. So thank you again. The other part of that is kind of the cool story tying in with their backgrounds. So G-Man is actually refers to a story of Machine Gun Kelly. Not that one, but the legitimate one. And essentially the story goes, during his arrest, he ended up coming out of his hiding area, hands up in the air, when the special service from the FBI showed up and said, "Don't shoot me, G-Man." And that nickname of G-Man actually became synonymous with the special agency of the FBI, which is kind of cool. So taking that name from their history is, I love those tie-ins. So they're actually pretty transparent on this whole process as well with making their bourbon. They source 4-year-old high rye bourbon from MGP, which makes good bourbon. No one can argue with that. They bring it down to Florida, and then they continue to age it for a little bit longer down there. They then spend 3 days blending it and cutting it and proofing it down with reverse osmosis water that is made on site at the distillery. And then finally, they actually do hand-pressed, non-chill filtering to lock in all those flavors of a great bourbon. And I love seeing that, especially since we see so many people trying to do the cop-out method of just rebarreling something and calling it a day. So, as always, we're trying this one 2 different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add a drop of water, see what changes up. If you're interested in these guys, please check out their link down in the area below. That'll take you to their website. You can order it online. And if you're in the Florida area and some Total Wines and a few other locations, you can actually pick it up on site. And I'll put a link to some Total Wine locations down there as well, just to help them out too. But as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, all that kind of good stuff. Hang around on the channel, tons of videos. Love sharing experiences like this. All right. I love their logo on the front here. Really cool. And a cute little bottle. I haven't had a sample bottle sent like this before, so. Beautiful color. Light golden going on. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go for notes. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Get that beautiful rye spice going on. Love that rye. A little bit of that orange citrus character going on as well, which tends to happen from MGP. No ABV or anything harsh. Beautiful spice going on though. A little bit of cinnamon. Oak definitely showing up here. Very fresh. Yeah, beautiful freshness going on. That herbal freshness, almost like a fresh batch of just harvested herbs. Yeah, bit of spice in there. Get a bit of that barrel char going on. Bit of vanilla. Just a little bit, but definitely, I love the high rye in here. Really showcases a great spice in a bourbon. This would actually make really good cocktails with that big punch of spice and citrus going on. All right, let's go for taste. Oh yeah. That's good. Love the spice up front. Spice, even in the mid palate here, in the late. Bit of oak here at the finish as well. Nice, classic flavors going on here. Nothing wrong with that. It just works. Going for another sip here and try to break it down. Good mouthfeel. Definitely oak. Getting a bit of that barrel char going on here. Nice layer of citrus, orange zest kind of going on here. Little pop of vanilla. But that barrel char and that spice from the rye is really holding on well. Coats the palate really good too. Even here in the finish, you get that just nice classic to it. Very nice rye, bit of oak, and just a solid tasting profile overall. There is nothing wrong with this. I mean, this just screams classic. I just like that nice high rye. I definitely appreciate that they chose that barreling versus some of their others that MGP offers. A little pop of vanilla in there, yeah. Again, nothing harsh, nothing negative. It's a nice high rye bourbon. Okay, let's add a little water in there. See how it changes up. Let's add a little bit more. There we go. The blending on this one, you can definitely taste, it is a little different than MGP. I've had several bottles of MGP, especially because I live here in Indiana, you don't get that big burst of citrus that a lot of MGP tends to have. It's there, but sometimes it can be almost overpowering. All right, let's go for notes on the water. Ooh, that herbal jumped up. Hold on here. Oh yeah, the herbal jumped up. Ooh, that's nice. Bit of rice spice in there still. That herbal's nice now. It kind of dialed back that citrus layer a little bit. But the beautiful, that is good. I like that. I'm getting almost that craft varnish note over here. I kind of put that towards craft distilleries, have this basically antique furniture that's well kept, and it's got this like a shellac over it where it's just got a beautiful age just lightly in there. I love that in a craft. When it's done right, it reminds you of just going into a very well kept antique store and this varnish on furniture. That's what it reminds me of. But here you definitely get that big burst of spice and that lovely, lovely herbalness going on here. Not quite the medicinal that I tend to find in some MGPs, but it's got that just a nice, solid herbal. All right, let's go for taste. Ooh, yeah, there we go. Definitely the herbal jumps up a little bit more. Almost herbal tea-like. Nice, solid spice in there as well. The oak is still showing up. The vanilla is still showing up. A little bit of caramel in there. Still has a good mouthfeel to it. I like that one's mouthfeel. The neat version, the mouthfeel on this one out just coats so much better. Probably because of all the oils and it's not chill filtered and all that kind of good stuff. Here, I think that water started breaking up some of that. So it doesn't coat the mouth quite as well. I love the bit of oak in there, a bit of spice, the herbal. I'm really digging on this one. A bit of caramel showing up in there. Just a beautiful, easy to drink high rye bourbon. Nothing offensive still, nothing bad on the ABV side or the ethanols, nothing. Just a nice, brighter expression of the neat version. As always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. Definitely, I would try this one both ways. With that little bit of water, that tells me this should make a pretty good cocktail as well. All right, let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. You can buy this from their website, which again, you can find their link down below, so make sure you check that out. About, I think it's $60, like 59 bucks, 59 some change. Or if you buy 2 of their bottles, you get free shipping. Honestly, for a good high rye bourbon, okay, it's not bad. I like that. You're getting that good story with it. It's coming from a veteran-owned distillery, so you're having that what I call the craft tax. You're always going to pay a little bit more from a smaller distillery versus the big boys. That's how marketing works. We should all accept that by now, right? I love the story. I love the idea behind their concept, and I like the bourbon itself. It's got a good flavor profile to it, very classic, but I think that it does a little bit different just because of how well they've tuned that medicinal down for me, but kept that nice herbal going on here, especially with the high rye blend. But either way, I think 60 bucks for a good solid high rye bourbon, especially at least 4 years old, is a really good selection, and I give it a good thumbs up. Either way, there you have it, folks. Gman Bourbon Whiskey. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirit I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I really like it might not.